everybody, I'm Elise Wong, and on this episode of Malaysian Beauties, I'd like to present to you the barn owl. Malaysia, being one of the biggest palm oil producers, faced a very big problem that every farmer faced, and that was rats. At first they tried to use poison, but then they tried to opt for a more natural solution. So they introduced snakes into the plantation. The snakes ended up eating one another. Then they tried to bring in local cats, but the cats also ate the lethal bait that was meant for the rats, and they just ended up dying themselves, but the rat was still multiplying in its area. Eventually, the farmers started to introduce owls into the plantation. They were considered extremely rare until the 1970s. As palm oil plantation grew and spread, so did the barn owls. They are, however, the most widely distributed species of owl. There are 16 species worldwide and only 2 which occur in Malaysia. They are medium-sized birds and are pale colored with long wings and a short squarish tail. Their size may differ considerably from species to species. The bird's head and upper body typically vary between a pale brown and some shade of grey, especially on the forehead and back. Some are purer, richer brown instead, and all have fine black and white speckles. The heart-shaped face is usually bright white, but in some subspecies it is brown. The barn owl is the most widespread land bird species in the world, occurring in every continent except Antarctica. Like most owls, they are nocturnal, but they are also known to occasionally hunt during the day. Barn owls are well adapted to hunt in total darkness. Its eyes are considerably big for its skull and are fixed by a ring of bones, which enables it to move its eyes like we do. To compensate, they can rotate their head in an almost 250 degrees. Owls' eyes are the most forward-facing in the bird world, allowing to gauge the distance between it and its prey really well. When it catches a mouse, it will lean forward upon impact to crush the mouse's head or neck using its own body weight. Their hearing is much more impressive than their sight. Their ear openings are concealed under the feathers of the facial disc. They are much larger than in other birds and is covered by an ear flap which is movable. They are used the same way as how a deer moves its ears to locate. However, their ear flaps, they are asymmetrical, means they're not level. So one is up, one is down, and it'll just kind of, it just moves like that to figure out the sounds. That's how the ear flap works. This asymmetrical design exaggerates the displacement of sound waves and helps the owl to pinpoint the source of sound. Even the wings play a very important role during the hunt. The edges of most of the main flight feathers are serrated and its underside is shiny, allowing for a silent flight. Basically, its entire body, from its head to its wings, to its feathers, and to its feet, they are built for silence. The barn owl hunts by flying slowly, quartering the ground and hovering over posts that may conceal prey. It may also use branches, fence posts, or other lookouts to scan its surroundings. And this is the main means of prey location in palm oil plantations of Malaysia. The bird has long, broad wings, enable it to maneuver and turn abruptly. Small prey are usually torn into chunks and eaten completely, including the bones and fur. After approximately 4 hours of digestion, the fur and bones are collected to form a pellet within the owl to prepare it for regurgitation, much like a hairball. Barn owls living in tropical regions can breed at any time of the year, but some seasonality in nesting is still evident. Where there are distinct wet and dry seasons, egg laying usually takes place during the dry season, with increased rodent prey becoming available to the birds as vegetation dies off. Barn owls are usually monogamous, sticking to one partner for life unless one of the partner dies. Barn owls are cavity nesters. They choose holes in trees, but they usually favor man-made buildings, like farms. Before commencing laying, the female spreads much time near the nest and is entirely provisioned by the male. During the incubation period, the male will often bring food for the female, and each time he presented himself with food, copulation will take place. The female lays eggs on alternate days and the clutch size averages about 5 eggs, ranging from 2 to 9. The eggs are chalky white, somewhat elliptical. The incubation period is about 30 days. Hatching takes place over a prolonged period and the youngest chick may be several weeks younger than the older siblings. The owlets are fed in order of seniority. So when there's a shortage of food, this means the youngest will die and its carcass will be left to be eaten by the rest of the family. This is so during the hard times, at least some of the young will survive. I hope you find this video educational and interesting. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. If you're interested in what I'm doing in my photos and paintings, you can follow me on Facebook, Deviantart, Google+, and Blogspot. That's all for today and thank you for watching.